Good evening, everyone. It's Melissa here. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining us. I am the creator of Thank Me First and Rock Your Vibe Apparel. Today, we're going to be talking about confidence and how you can. There's a few steps that you can do to achieve this just by, taking some time, 5 minutes a day, daily. Just to gain more confidence in yourself. So we're going to talk about that today because today is WTF episode number 70. I think I'm doing that right. So let's just real quick just talk about confidence. It's a feeling of self-assurance. It's one's appreciation for their own abilities and qualities. We all need to gain confidence, and some exude more confidence than others. But to gain confidence, we need to also practice it. So what we're going to talk about that, and then I'm going to give you some ideas on things that you can just practice on to build your confidence. Of course, there's many different things, but as usual, I just try to throw those ideas out there to get the brain juices started. But before we start our conversation on confidence and how to achieve in 5 minutes, if you could just take a few minutes. Again, my name is Melissa. I am the creator of Thank Me First and Rock Your Vibe Apparel. You can find my blog at thankmefirst.com. And then Rock Your Vibe Apparel, that's where I create designs for high vibration apparel for you to wear with a strong message and a positive message. So let me know what design is your favorite and just drop it in the comments below. But if you could just give me a thumbs up for this video if you like it, and then hit the subscribe button below so that way you don't miss any episodes. And then also hit the notification bell. It'll notify you every time I do upload a new video, which is every Wednesday at 7 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. We do shoot live all the time, so I say 7 p.m.-ish because it will be able to be viewed after, but everything is live, so I don't post videos exactly at 7 p.m. You can catch them live, and then they're there afterwards. But anyways, without further ado, let's get back to WTF, also known as Wednesday Thought Forum. And again, we're episode number 70. And again, we're talking about confidence, and I'm going to give you some ways that you can obtain this in like 5 minutes a day. But again, it has to be practiced. It's not just something you can do overnight. So one of the things that you can do, well, I guess before we get into the things that we can do, let's first understand confidence, because it's really important. Confidence is actually an emotional state, okay? So, it's something that you feel. It's not something materialistic or anything. It's something you feel. So, it's your appreciation of your abilities and your qualities. It's your self-worth, and then, how you take care of yourself. So if you noticed everything there, everything is about you, you, you. And when you take care of you and you focus on you, then your confidence or your abilities will just naturally start to grow and will become easier too. So, confidence is not about what you wear, but it's about how you feel in what you wear. It's not about how you speak or where you come from, but it's about how comfortable you feel when you are speaking about something, maybe a subject matter or a topic or something, or, your background, where you come from. The way you feel about it is the confidence you're going to exude, or the lack of confidence. All right. So that's what we're talking about. But again, just remember that it's the feeling. Confidence is the feeling. It's not the material, clothes, speech, whatever. It's about the feeling that you exude to others. Okay. And authenticity goes a long way when it comes to confidence and approachability and everything. So we're going to be talking about all those. But again, remember that confidence is a feeling. Okay. So how do we obtain this confidence in less than 5 minutes, right? That's what you're asking me. I know you are. Well, first of all, not every day is a perfect day. Not every day goes well. Anyways, in my world, it doesn't. And I don't know anyone that has a perfect day every day. A lot of people have a lot of good days in a row, but not a perfect day every day, because we're all human. Okay. So we're all starting from the same position. All right. Everyone is. The big focus here again is yourself. Think me first, right? Okay. So when you are doubting yourself, you show lack of confidence. So one thing that you can do is you can write in a journal. So one thing you can do is just write positive things. I kind of talked about this in last week's topic, self doubt. But if you, again, are just doubting yourself or you lack confidence, try this exercise. It's just real simple. At the end of the day, just write 3 positive things about yourself, 3 positive things that happened to you. I say to write it down, and you might even say it as you're writing it, because the more you see, the more you hear, the more you're going to believe. Okay. And it's not something fictitious, right? It is true. Everyone has self value. I believe everyone has good. Okay. So write these 3 things down just at the end of the day. Won't take any more than 5 minutes. 5 minutes, right? Confidence in 5 minutes. So that's an exercise to do. Again, and you will start to just naturally grow confident by just knowing these three things about you every day. Because a lot of people don't think, or they may even find it hard at first to think of 3 things positive because it's a mindset. And if you have that negative mindset, you got to retrain yourself to find those 3 positive things, because when you're looking for negative, that's all you're going to find. All right. So again, find 3 things. It's not that hard. All right. And then just write those down and just keep going with it until you feel comfortable. The next thing you can do is control your emotions. Now, I know this is difficult sometimes. I still struggle with it at times. But when you know yourself and you know how to control your emotions, it's very, very powerful, because there's a lot of things out there, a lot of instigation, provoking, things that you don't necessarily agree with, and it triggers. It really does. There's a lot of negativity out there right now. So, you want to make yourself better, and that's by controlling your emotions. Remember, only you have control over yourself. So you are in control of your emotions. Now, if someone says something nasty to you, you don't have to talk back. You don't have to stoop to their level. Again, you control your emotions. They say something nasty to you, so be it. I guess it's their loss, not yours. So again, you got to keep those emotions in check. But when people see how you react in these kinds of events and you can keep your composure and control your emotions, they're going to be attracted to you. You're going to show confidence, whether you think you are or not. You're going to show confidence, and it's going to show to your family, your friends, your peers, etc. So just remember to keep control of your emotions. Again, your confidence will shine whether you expect it or not. So the next one is one of my favorite quotes. It's called, I don't even know where it's from, but it's knowledge speaks and wisdom listens. So what I mean by that is, when you can empower yourself with a lot of knowledge. The more knowledge you have, the more powerful you are. But to get there, you have to listen. And that's where the wisdom comes in, is knowing when to listen. All right. So knowledge can speak all day long, but it's those that are listening that's retaining it and bringing it in, breaking it down. And it's very powerful. Again, the more you know, the more confident you are when you're talking about certain things, or how you feel inside, because you have the knowledge of what's going on around you. Um, there's a lot of things on the internet that's not true. Then there's some that are true, and then there's some that are half truths. So, read, and do the research yourself, because there's a lot of people out there that sound very convincing, like they're an expert on certain topics and everything, and they're not. But they do have that air about them that they can convince people whether it's true or not. So you need to be careful of that. And like I said, just research everything that you know, because number one, when you research it, then you're going to know it better, and you're going to be more knowledgeable when you talk on topics. And number two, if there is any error in whatever else someone else is saying, then you're going to know it, and you're not going to repeat it and sound ridiculous to someone else who may know or did their research. Okay. So that's a huge one. Again, listen to others and you can learn a lot as well. Sometimes you can learn what to do. Sometimes you can learn what not to do. Same with saying what to say, what not to say. So there's a lot to be said about knowledge speaks and then wisdom listens. Okay. The next one is to set small goals and then achieve them. So I think again in my last the last video I did about self-doubt, we talked about setting small goals to achieve those, because the more small goals you achieve, the more you start to believe in yourself, and then again your confidence just builds and builds and builds. So with success comes confidence. Now, these goals aren't going to happen overnight. Some may happen in minutes, others, may take a few days. That's okay. But when you start to believe in yourself, again, the confidence starts to build. Now, that doesn't say that you can set big goals, because if you set big goals and let's say you fail, as long as you learn how to use them to learn, move on, and keep going, then that's good, because failure is good, provided that you learn from it and you move on. Sometimes I would hesitate to do big goals only because if you're the type of person that sees failure as negative, then it's going to deter you from setting other goals if you start big and you don't obtain. So just be cautious and know yourself. And that's another thing we're going to talk about, is knowing yourself. So if you can set the big goals and if you fail that you're going to just learn from it, move on, that's fine. You can do that. I just don't want you to get stuck where you're setting goals that may not be obtainable and then you don't learn from the process and then you just stop altogether. Okay. Because when you do that, then you don't build self-confidence. You start the self-doubt and all that. So that's just my spiel on that. The next thing is do things with a smile. Sometimes easier said than done, right? But when you smile, it's like, I talk on a phone all day long. No one sees me. And they always say when you smile, it kind of goes out in your voice, or it shows in your voice. And I think there's some truth to that. So, there's a lot to be said about smiling. Um, I don't even know if but it takes more energy and muscles to frown than it does to smile. Okay, just a fun fact. But think about the last time you saw someone frown. When you saw them, did you think they were approachable, or would you approach them? Or would you even trust someone who is just frowning all the time, right? So when you smile, guess what happens? They say smiles are contagious, right? So when you smile, then other people start to smile. You look a lot more approachable when you smile. When you're approachable, then you can also seem very trustworthy. It will carry over into confidence, right? Because then you start to attract people, and because people want to be around you, right? Because you're smiling, you make people feel comfortable because they know that you're comfortable. Because when you're happy, when you smile, then you're usually happy and content. If you're not, then you're doing a good job of faking it. So people are comfortable around you. And, it's the universal sign, right? And smiling is free. You can do it anywhere. And it's pretty simple. So smile when you do things. The next thing is try volunteering. And I know this kind of sounds odd for confidence, but there's a couple of things that it does. So, when you volunteer for something, you're helping someone or something, right, for a cause. And when you're doing that, then you're also helping yourself because you feel good about yourself. You're helping someone out, or you're helping someone with a cause, right? Um, let's just say it's simply you're doing a speed talk, and you're just sitting down, just talking to different people for 5 minutes. You may think that sounds simple or something, but to someone else who hasn't had any kind of contact for days or something, 5 minutes might be like the biggest thing in their life at that moment. It might be the highlight of their day. So, you're feeling good about yourself, but you're also making others feel good too. And again, it could be a dramatic change for someone. There's there's a quote, I think it's from Dr. Seuss, and it's to you, or to the world, you may only be one person, but to one person, you may be the world. I think we've all seen that meme before or heard that quote, right? But think about it this way too. When you're volunteering, you're learning. I know you are giving to an organization or your time to someone else, but you're also learning. Let's just say you're volunteering at a homeless shelter or a soup kitchen. When you take the time to talk to some people, you know where they come from, and you may learn from them, because the person that may have lost their job and now is collecting from a soup kitchen may have been a CEO of some company that no longer exists because something tragic happened or something. You listen to a lot of these stories, and you can learn a lot from others. All right. And not only that, if you're volunteering for an organization or a cause, then you can learn some things about that too. So there's two aspects to volunteering. You're learning for yourself, you feel good about yourself, but you're also helping others or another cause. So a lot to do from volunteering. And again, when you start to feel better about yourself, then the confidence starts to acquire. All right. So the next thing I wanted to point out is that confidence does take energy. All right. Let's just say you're wanting to lose weight, because you'll think you'll feel better if you don't weigh as much as you do. When all actuality, you'll just feel better because you are being healthier. But when you're exercising, you may be exhausted when you're done. Okay. On the flip side, after someone exercises, sometimes they have more energy. But the more energy that you have, or the more you start to feel better about yourself, again, you're going to start showing confidence. And a lot of times you don't know it, but people see it. Trust me, they know when someone is confident or not. A lot of people can read that. When you start noticing people coming up to you and listening to you and everything, you're starting to show a lot of confidence. So think about that though. But it does take energy, but it's so worth it when you do it. And think about it from this perspective as well. When you're physically fit, or you feel good about yourself and your body, you rid yourself of stress, you can boost your immune system, you just feel good. And then mentally, the same thing, it relaxes your mind, you can think more clearly. So just practice some of those, again, all contributing to confidence. So the next one is think and act positive. Now, I put them two together because they go hand in hand. You can't just think positive, you have to think and then act positive as well. I mean, just think about it, from this computer to a piece of paper to this vest I'm wearing, everything was a thought. Everything starts out with a thought. A tree, I mean, everything starts out with a thought. And if we, or the inventors, did not, a tree is probably a bad one because it's nature. It depends, there's a whole story behind that. But like a paper or computer or a light or this vest, um, if the person didn't have the thought, then these material things do not exist. So that's why I'm saying think positive and then act positive. Thinking positive is a gimme, right? We should think positive because it helps, but we also need to act upon them. They go hand in hand. So you've heard of the phrase actions speak louder than words, and I have a t-shirt on my rockyourvibe.com. It says vibes speak louder than words, which is pretty cool if you want to check it out, rockyourvibe.com. But anyways, actions speak louder than words, and sometimes thoughts do as well. But when we have positive things and we react on them, then positive things happen. So let's just say you talk to people in a positive manner. The thoughts are there, you're talking to the people, the action, then you show nice gestures, and then the positive energy just starts and it continues because most people will follow in your footsteps and do the same thing. When you think about every negative thing has a positive thing to it. Let's say I broke my arm skateboarding. However, I didn't break my leg, right? Negative thought, but positive thought. So the more you start to think about changing these negative situations or negative words or whatever and turn them into positive, because there's always a positive for a negative. Someone passes away, the positive is it's bringing all of us here that we haven't seen for ages. And maybe that's why, because, we needed to get together. A sad situation, but there's a positive there. All right. That's just kind of an extreme. But, that's when you start to think positively, again, your confidence will just boost. And here's what I was talking about earlier: get to know yourself. Now, I know this sounds kind of weird, but think about this. Why do you get to know other people? You want to know other people because you're interested in them. You just want to get to know them better, so you have some kind of something in common. You don't want to waste your time on people that you don't want to be around because they drain your energy or they're negative or whatever. So you get to know them. Well, it's very important that you know yourself as well, because, and I've said this before over and over again in my videos, if you're not happy with yourself, you can't be happy with everything outside of yourself. Yes, there may be temporary happiness, but overall happiness, if you're not happy with yourself, you're not going to find the happiness in something or someone else. So know yourself. Again, why should you get to know yourself? The same reason you want to get to know other people. You don't want to waste your time. All right. And then when you know yourself, you're happy and you're content. And people know that. And again, that's when your confidence starts to shine and you start attracting people. People aren't going to hang out with people that they don't like or that are negative all the time. If you're going to be negative, you're going to draw negative. So be careful of who you are and know yourself and work on yourself to be happy. And again, I'm giving you all kinds of ideas here to build this confidence and be happy. All right. Accept yourself and your self-worth. It's great. Everyone deserves it. Everyone is worthy. All right. And last but not least, get rid of negative thoughts. No brainer, right? Not so easy. A couple of days ago, I had a negative day. It's impossible to not have negative thoughts. It's human nature. What I do, this is just my mantra, is if I start to have negative thoughts, I don't want them, then I'll just sit there and I'll close my eyes and I just think to myself, clear, cancel, release. Clear, cancel, release. Clear, cancel, release. And I keep saying that over and over and over until those negative thoughts are gone. That's how I do it. It's very simple. I can do it anywhere, anytime. It's easy. That's what I do for negative thoughts. Because, again, our confidence is driven by our thoughts. If, as I said earlier, if we're looking at everything negatively, then that's all we're going to find, because that's all we're looking for. But if you have those positive thoughts and you're looking for positive, that's what you're going to find. You have these people that say, oh, I have bad luck all the time and blah, blah, blah. Well, it's because they're drawing it to them. They're looking for it. They have the opportunity or the choice to think positively and find the positive, but they're not, because they're not thinking that way. So, that's why I always try to preach positive vibes, positive thoughts. Doesn't make your life happy all the time. It's just you're looking for it because you have to. It doesn't just drop in your lap. All right. So, these are just a few things that I came up with that I use to work on my confidence, because it was interesting, because when I was in college, I had a lot of confidence. And then when I got in my relationship, that was all stripped away from me, and I didn't have any. And then I had to rebuild that. And so these are just some thoughts. These are things that I did. I'm sure there's many out there. So if you can think of some, please share them in the comments below, because again, we're all here to help each other, teach each other. So if something works for you, please drop in the comments below so that we can learn from that and utilize that. So again, these are just simple ideas. You can do 5 minutes a day. Again, you have to keep working on them. It's not just something that happens overnight. You got to practice it. But just remember that it's a feeling, okay? It's not the clothes you wear. It's not how you look. It's how you feel. And that's what confidence is. It's just a self-assurance of how you feel about your own abilities, your qualities. You need to believe in yourself, know that you have self-worth, just be positive, help others, and then your confidence is just going to naturally grow and grow and grow to the point where you don't even think about it. And you may find people coming up to you that never have before, just because you're showing this new confidence. If you're in the dating scene, confidence is huge. And some people can just walk into a room and everyone knows, oh, she's so confident. Some people might find it intimidating, he or she, sorry. But, a lot of people may see it even before you. But these are just some things to practice. Again, let me know what you think in the comments. If there's something else you want to talk about in the future, drop it in the comments below and we'll make it a WTF video. And until then, again, I just want to express my gratitude for everyone's support, comments on all of my blogs and here at the YouTube channel. Anywhere I see comments, it's just wonderful. Facebook group, Pinterest, everywhere. But anyways, I thank you all. Let me know if you love my content, because I'm trying to, get some stuff out here that works for everyone. But again, just think about yourself, focus on yourself. Remember, think me first. It's not selfish, but it is necessary. Everyone have a good evening. I appreciate you joining. Bye.